Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, I'm going to look at two books that have nothing to do with each other except for that I bought them for my niece, and I believe it's just my niece is when I bought these books for. There was something I was looking for to get them for either a birthday or Christmas, and I enjoyed them enough that I bought them for my own child. One is very much a math book, and that's one of the reasons I enjoy this. It's called Zero to Hero. This is a story of how the number 0, which technically means nothing, saves the day. So it goes into, I love the illustrations of this book. How 0 doesn't quite fit. Like, yeah, 5 divided by nothing is 5. And 1 times nothing is nothing. So it kind of, 0 doesn't really fit. And then the other numbers, 1, realize that they can't really do anything without 0. I mean, you can't really round without 0. You can't do a lot of things without 0. And then they're kidnapped by Roman numerals, and 0 rescues them by making the Roman numerals essentially disappear because of the power of nothing. I love this book. It's very fun to read. It has little cartoon characters, so you have the bubbles and voices of the different numbers talking. It's a great way to kind of introduce certain math concepts. It's also a good book to introduce, say, your kid is marginalized or doesn't quite fit, to make them feel, oh look, 0, which is nothing, actually has a purpose. So that's another fun part of this book. The authors are Joan, I'm going to butcher this name here, Holub, and then Tom, again, or Lichtenheld. Sorry about that. Great book. I will link in the description below. I bought this, I believe, for my niece, who's a big lover of math. So she will, as of this video, she will actually be 9 tomorrow. So my wonderful little niece. So I got this for her. I'd since bought it for my own child because I enjoyed it that much. The next one is actually very interesting. And I don't know if I bought this for my niece or my nephew, but it's Round Trip by Jonas. Now this book it's good for babies if you're reading them because it's completely in black and white. But what's interesting is it's 2 stories almost in one. On one side, you have a trip into the city from the country, and then if you turn it upside down, it's a round trip, and you read it again and it's the story back, and it uses the same images but reversed. So it's a very interesting book to look at. Very well done. Just kind of a basic story of the things you see on the way from the country, or I believe it might be the suburbs, into the city, and just using the black and white. Babies, it's good for babies to an extent because they really do see contrast better. So that's what is good with this book. It's a fun book to read. Very simple. The illustrations are all in black and white. Very simple wording. If you're reading maybe to your baby at night or your young kids, they might enjoy this. But we haven't read it to my daughter recently because she would lose patience with it because she's a toddler at this moment. But definitely something I will read to her when she's a little bit older. It's interesting with the contrast. It's great for babies when you're reading to babies because they can see the contrast and they're not entirely paying attention. So it's an easy read for parents, an enjoyable read for them when you're just kind of trying to get into a routine or lull your baby to sleep or just introduce them to reading. We read to our daughter, I think, 3 books a night when she was smaller. Now she demands 4 books on a regular basis, so we don't bother because we're reading constantly. So, but we hopefully get back into reading some more story times. So again, these are 2 great books. You have the Round Trip by Jonas and the Zero to Hero, which is another, again, great math book. So that's it for this little review. I will link these books in the description below. If you like this, like and subscribe. Thank you.